If you are serious about improving your chess and you are looking to opening repertoire that's practical and serious, then here you go. This is the 5th episode of Mastering the Queen's Gambit. We talked about in the early first 3 episodes about d4, d5, c4, e6 the first one, c6 the second one, and then the Queen's Gambit accepted. Moving from there, we started dealing with knight f6 ideas, and after d4, knight f6, c4, e6. Recently, in the previous episode, we talked about the Nimzo-Indian, and in our today's session, in our today's video, we are going to talk about c5, the Benoni. One of the advantages of playing knight c3, let me here share an information. Here, white has 3 main plans or 3 main moves, knight c3 or knight f3 and g3. Actually, knight f3 and g3 kind of similar because you can transpose between each other. But if you go knight f3, then here the Queen's Gambit is even better because the ideas of f3, e4 won't be existed. Also, there is the Bogo Indian, very strong, Queen's Indian, very strong, and the Benoni makes sense. But if you go with knight c3, then you need to deal with bishop b4, which is the Nimzo Indian, which I do believe in our previous video we showed very practical ideas. And now we are going to talk about the Benoni, and here the Benoni is not great in this move order. After c5 we go d5. This is probably the only move to fight for the real advantage. And after d5, e takes d5, c takes d5, d6, we go e4 right away. We open the diagonal for the bishop, we support the d5 pawn, and we prepare for this idea, which is f4. Why do I choose this line? Because this is one of the most dangerous one against the Benoni. First, second, black has to know very exactly what to do. After f4, bishop g7, and this is actually our main position, and this is the position that you mainly will get if your opponent choose the Benoni. Now we go bishop b5. What I like about bishop b5 is the normal replies for this move loses immediately. Like for example here, knight bd7 loses, which is actually automatic move if you play, for example, blitz game, bullet game, or even a rabbit game. I just improved my knight and play the game, but it's loses because of this idea. e5, very strong move, very surprising move, attacking the knight, and now I'm threatening as well e6, and this knight is pinned, cannot move. Wow. D takes e5, f takes e5, and say for example knight h5, and now we simply go e6. Actually, I continued this line because I felt like it's good to know, because sometimes you see this, okay, there's a queen h4, I'm afraid, I am not sure, but actually you're winning. You simply go g3, and after g3 there's this idea of knight takes g3, but remember you're a piece up there, yeah? This knight cannot go anywhere. And after knight takes g3, h takes g3, the queen is under fire. And now 2 moves. If queen takes g3, then simply king d2. Simply king d2. Your king is safe. The knight is coming to g2. King c2 probably. Improve the bishop, improve the queen, bring the rook. You're completely winning because materially you are very much up. Now you are a piece up, and you're going to be 2 pieces up with no serious counterplay against you. Because after e d7, what's interesting about e d7, you exchange 1 more piece. So it's not actually a bishop pair, so no more pieces to attack the king, especially on light squares, for example, on c2. So let's go back. After bishop b5, we said only 1 move, which is knight f d7, not the normal move. But again, 1 more line here. After knight bd7, we go e5, as we mentioned. Take, knight h5, e6, queen h4, check, g3. And after knight takes g3, h takes g3, if you take the rook, then simply I go bishop e3, and then this knight will be taken, the queen will move, and then long castling will be coming, and white is completely winning. Actually, for those of you who doesn't know or who don't know, this sign means it's a decisive advantage. And if we reverse it like minus plus, it's like decisive advantage for black. So okay, how about then bishop d7? Probably bishop d7 maybe makes more sense than knight bd7 because you want to exchange these 2 pieces, and then knight bd7, which is interesting. But after bishop d7, again it doesn't work because of e5. The knight is under fire, and now in this position, sadly enough, you cannot go knight g4. Why can't you go knight g4? Because of this idea, queen takes. I mean, the bishop is not protecting. It's under the pen. So after e5, say for example, d takes, and now instead of going back, which is not chess actually, to move your pieces back, say for example, knight h7. Now after knight h7, you simply develop normally, like knight f3, supporting the pawn, and after castling now, the last move, if you can find it out, then you're good to go, like with this line. Why to play? Try to find it out. Please make sure to subscribe to the channel in order to get our new videos in this series. I do believe this series is very important and very strong one. And we already made another one talking about the ratio opening, one knight f3. You can check it out. g4 now, it's simply winning because this knight cannot go here, cannot go there, cannot go here, cannot go there. I mean, and white is going to be a piece up. Yes, there is some compensation, but it's not enough at all. So now let's go to the right idea. Let's say our opponent studied theory kind of very well and knew this idea of knight fd7. After knight fd7, black has a positional threat, which is a6, b5. I don't want to give my bishop easily here, or I don't want to allow b5. So I will start with this idea, which is a4. Very thematic one, very typical one. And now, black has two choices. One is bad, and another one is bad again, but it's maybe less bad, you know. So after a4, the best move here for black is to go knight a6. But say for example, he castled. We simply prepare the e5 push. Listen, if we manage to go e5 without any problems, we are winning. As simple as. So after knight f3, you go a6 attacking the bishop. We move our bishop away. Prophylactic move actually here because e4 might be attacked very soon. Knight f6 we castle, and now after rook e8 we go h3. h3 prophylactic move against knight g4, against bishop g4, etc. And now after knight bd7, improving the knight, I go because now e5 is a threat, right? I mean, or at least it's becoming possible, yeah? Though I will prepare, I'm not in a hurry, I'll go rook e1. After rook e1, now e5 is a serious move. The most played move here for black to stop e5 is queen c7. But after queen c7, now very interesting super move. It's not easy to find, but after you know it, it's easy to remember, which is this idea of bishop c4. This is a brilliant move. Why? Because we support the d5 pawn, we improve the bishop, and we open the line for the queen. So after, say for example, king h8, after we go e5, it seems that e5 is a bad move. But after d takes e5, which is practically the only move for white or for black here to survive the game, or at least trying, now d6 is very strong. Thanks to bishop c4 opening this line, d6 is possible now. The queen is attacked, f takes e5 is coming, probably knight g5, the bishop is monster, ideas like knight d5 as well after f takes e5 is coming, and white is completely winning. Great. So what's left? What's interesting actually about these lines, you don't even need to see games. You don't even need to know how to continue in the middle game. There's no middle game. I mean, you play the opening right, you are winning. Very interesting. And maybe later on we will talk about how to convert advantages. So after knight fd7, a4, knight a6 black plays here. And the idea of knight a6 is interesting, though not useful in this practical or in this particular position. After knight a6, the idea is knight b4, trying to make use of this weak square. And here I need to say something. It's okay to have weak squares. It's okay to allow your opponent to sit there. But make sure these ideas won't be effective. And this is actually the point here. After knight a6, knight f3, you go knight b4. Yeah, this is actually a very great piece. But is it doing anything? Is it effective? The efficiency of this knight here is 0. Why? Because it's not cooperating with the rest of the pieces. It's just a very nice piece, just like that. You can take selfies with it, etc., but not depending or doing something with that as black. So here castling, you go a6. Actually, you can move your bishop back. It's possible. But according to Kasparov, he played this very nice idea, bishop takes d7. And after bishop takes d7, now, listen, because this is a very nice strategical idea. Whenever you give your bishop for one of your opponent's knights, put your pawns on the same color as that bishop. Because I am giving up, yes, I am giving up my light squares bishop, right? Then I do have some feeling, or I do have some weaknesses in the light squares, because my light squared bishop is not there and my opponent's light squared bishop is there. That's why here f5 is strategically, tactically, practically very strong. So after f5 in this position, black simply castled, and now bishop g5, attacking the queen, provoking some sort of f6. And this is actually a game between Kasparov and John Nunn, and you don't know, you don't have to know much. I mean, it's a very short game, and Kasparov win that game very shortly. Like after f6, this square is very bad. This bishop now is very this square is very weak. This bishop is very bad. Just bishop f4, and now John Nunn was about 2600 rated player. G takes f5 played, but then bishop takes d6. Bishop takes a4, trying to attack the queen and the bishop in the meantime. But after these exchanges, actually, the king is very weak and the bishop is very bad. Kasparov continued the game with knight h4, threatening knight takes f5, f takes e4, knight f5, attacking the queen, queen d7, knight takes e4, attacking the pawn one more time, and after king h8, knight takes e5. I do believe probably here John Nunn just resigned the game because the queen is under fire, as the great knight, the selfie knight, the knight that you want to take selfies with, is now just disappeared off the board, and knight e6 probably is coming, another weak square. This is very practical, very interesting ideas against the Benoni, and that's why actually it's, I don't want to say rarely, but you won't face the Benoni that much if you go knight c3. If you go knight f3, no, it's a decent opening and it's actually dangerous. And I recommend you to play c5 here in this position against knight f3. Very serious opening. But against knight c3, no, c5 is not great. And black is facing very tough decisions. And this idea of d5, e4, f4, bishop b5, too risky, too dangerous. This is actually for the Benoni. I don't want to make it complicated. It's as simple as you can see it. And make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like the video. So whenever we talked about the next stuff, probably we will talk about next the King's Indians. For example, after d4, c4, probably g6, King's Indian, Grunfeld, etc. will be in our next coverage. Again, thank you for watching. I hope this is useful, and I hope this will improve your chess understanding, which ultimately will improve your rating, which is what we all seek in terms of chess player. But most likely your chess understanding. If your chess understanding is improved, then you feel happy while playing. In the meantime, you can score points when you know what you are doing. It's not out of luck or out of tactical idea. No, I know what I am doing from A to Z. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Have a nice one.